Hello and welcome everybody to the Verdant Growth Daily, where we give you the news, tips, and tools you need to live eco. My goal is to help put you in the right mindset to live more in line with your own values and to change your life, to make it more fulfilling, more sustainable, and more balanced with nature, all in just 5 minutes a day. My name's Eugene, and this is episode 6 of the Verdant Growth Daily. And today, we are going to talk about why plastic is great. I know. If you listened to my podcast yesterday and the day before that, I spent all this time talking about how awful and dreadful plastic is. And that might lead you to think that I hate plastics. But that's not the case. That is not the case at all. I'm an engineer. I have to have a respect for different kinds of materials, and that certainly goes for plastic as well. Plastic is a fantastic material. It really is great. We use it all the time in engineering. It's strong, it's lightweight, and it's durable. So that means you can use it in lots of places like airplanes and cars because it's so strong, and it'll help your fuel efficiency for your planes and your cars. So in that way, it's helping us a ton. Depending on the type, it can be fire resistant. So there are some places where it's much better to use plastic over wood just because it's not as likely to burn, depending on the type. Some types are more flammable than others. Plastic is also non-reactive. That means it doesn't react with oxygen or with water. So it doesn't degrade over time. You can put it somewhere or you can use it in some application and just use it for the long term. You can use it for 100 years, right? Something like, say, the piping in your plumbing, right? Would you want a pipe going out of your toilet that biodegrades over time? No, you'd want to install that pipe in there and you want it to last for 100 years without ever breaking down or rusting or anything. Plastic is great for that. It's also moisture resistant, right? So that means you can use it in lots of places where you can't use metals that might rust over time. Things like medical implants, parts that have to go in your body. That non-reactiveness plus the fact that they are moisture resistant means that you can put it into your body and not have it creating or releasing any other chemicals into your body. Again, depending on the type, some plastics do leach certain types of toxins. Plastics can also be shaped into any shape you need it to be. They can be any color, any size. You can make it clear or opaque. You can use it for just about any purpose you need. It doesn't conduct electricity, so that means in things like in your smartphone or in your computer, somewhere where you don't want to have to worry about getting an electrical shock. Then you can just cover the electrical components in plastic and you don't have to worry about it. It's also really, really easy to clean. Once you produce it, you can just use it as is. Unlike wood, which you need to have finishings and coverings to make sure that water or other things don't seep into the wood over time. Plastic doesn't have that problem. You can just use it as is. Unfortunately, the reason why plastic is so useful in so many applications is also the reason why they are so bad for the environment, right? Because they're strong. They don't break easily in nature. They don't break down into smaller pieces that slowly biodegrade, right? They're non-reactive, so they don't react with water or oxygen, which means that over time, they don't really break down on any kind of reasonable time scale. They do biodegrade over very, very, very long periods of time, over 500 to 1,000 years, depending on the type of plastic. But at the rate that we are putting plastic into our environment, that is not nearly fast enough for us to make it worth making so many things out of plastic like we do these days. So yeah, on a human timescale, it's just not reasonable to be using plastics in a lot of the applications that we do right now. So yeah, plastic is a fantastic material. This great material should only be used in applications where we absolutely have to use them. I'm not suggesting that we just ban all plastics and that we never have plastics in our lives ever again. But in places where we don't need to be using plastics, places like forks, spoons, cigarettes, cup lids, single-use bags, or takeout containers. Those are all places where we don't need to be using plastic. We can find alternatives. We survived for thousands of years without plastic in our lives. We can do it again. You've seen the pictures, right? You've seen the pictures of birds wrapped in plastic bags and the turtle with the plastic straw being pulled out of its nose with pliers, the plastic that's been pulled out of dead birds and dead whale stomachs. You've seen the videos of plastic just floating out in the ocean like big islands of plastic. It's everywhere in the environment now, and that's on us. We bear that responsibility for putting all that plastic into the environment, and we're still doing it to this day. Yesterday, I gave the example of trying to clean plastic from the ocean, like trying to keep your bathtub from overflowing by using a spoon to slowly take out the water, but the water's on full blast, right? We're putting plastic into the environment much, much, much faster than we're taking it out. So until we turn off that tap of plastic, we are just not going to be able to deal with all the plastic waste that we've put out there. So keep that in mind. Plastic is great. I don't hate plastic, and neither should you. But we have to give plastic the proper respect that it deserves, because it's a fantastic material. And so it's time to start treating it like the fantastic, valuable material it is. Thanks for watching and listening, guys. If you want to come and interact with me live, then be sure to subscribe to me on YouTube and hit the bell so that you get notified anytime I go live. Be sure to also find me on social media at all the places you can see down below or in on the screen off to the side here. Be sure to connect with me on Twitter. Be sure to ask me questions and things. I'm actually looking for more things that I can do to connect with you guys. So find me on Twitter or on Facebook, send me messages, ask me questions. I'm looking for more questions to answer through doing this podcast and this vlog. So be sure to find me. If you're not finding me live, then definitely come and find me on social media. And thanks again so much for watching and listening. Eugene and Verdant Growth, out.